Something I learned about the fishing industry is that they use a lot of simple machines, and the 7 different simple machines: the pulley, the wheel and axle, the inclined plane, the screw, the wedge, and all those simple machines could really help people in a lot of different ways, and especially from the fishing industry, because it makes them pull stuff or push or pull things with less force, and it makes work easier for all the whalers and the captains.
There could be different kinds of traditions, and a lot of them can be about their family and special things they do, and most of them are on special occasions, and they can also really remind you of like what happened in the past. A folklorist is a person who studies people's traditions and what they do for a living.
We talked about interviews, and we interviewed our teacher, Ms. Souza, about school, and you taught us really interesting things about how to interview people.
We studied the fishing industry, and we did interviews, and a lot of them were about how there was a lot of family in their like wherever they work, and the places we went on field work, like Scandia Propellers, there was a generation because the mom and Gunner worked there with their sister.
We had to catch a certain amount of fish, or we had to throw the fish back, and we wouldn't get any money. They had to count out the fish and sort them out. Yeah, we went to the auction, they calculated the fish, and they would see how much money we would get. I liked the game because it was like you don't know what you're gonna get, but you like keep looking through. You can't wait to get money from the fish.
We ran into a storm out at sea and a broken net.
What I was able to see by looking at the boat was I was able to see like some of the beds, because like out on the bottom of the boat, because when he brought me towards it, because I was doing the sketches, he opened a couple of doors, and he had me hold one of the glasses, and then when you put it close to the door, you can see how it goes down the steps to lead to the bedrooms.
My favorite expert was the lumper, because I like learning about how they get fish and how they keep them good to eat. I learned that they use ice to store fish. They don't just put fish in barrels.
He takes the fish and he puts them in containers, and they go to the auction. You can't hurt the product. If you poked, for example, a fish, it would hurt the product, and it would be for less money if it had bruises and cuts. So someone told us to go up, so you don't damage the product.
We had interviewees, and we interviewed them. And my favorite one was when we saw Thor, and I like this story when he was 12 and nobody knew how to fix the net. He fixed them, and after that we got to go to a shop, and he showed us a net that was really big, and he showed us a net that was really small.
What I learned about is how the people make the nets for fishing. A guy came and he brought a tool that you go in and out, and then the white net is at the bottom of the net, which is the stronger part. What I remember is when they splice the wire so it looks like a loop and it's all in one.
Something else that I liked about it was I actually got to see a real scalloper, and they're actually kind of cool, and I saw draggers, and they're really cool. And they're big, like the Titanic. We got to saw the travel lift, and it picks up very heavy objects. I believe it picks up over to 500 tons, and it was ginormous. It was like 3, maybe 4 Hulks tall. It's basically a video game because you have a remote with like 100 different kind of buttons to press.
We went to Scandia Propeller, and I liked the people there. His name was Gunner, and he was teaching us about the hydraulics, and it was very interesting. My favorite experience when I went to Burgee Seafood because it was fun. I learned that like how they use the fish, and I saw how they cut it, and it was a little gross at first, but then I understood it was like their job, and they like doing their job.
Well, I like going to Burgee Seafood because I learned how they process the fish, because usually I would have a lot of fish in my house. So a lot of people think that it didn't smell that good, but I thought it smelled like dinner because it smelled really good.
My favorite memory was when me and my class went to Eastern Fisheries and went on the boat. I learned what was on a boat and how it worked, like where all the scallops went after they were shucked, and how they get off the boat if they're sinking.
It's muster, me boys, get you up on the decks and take up your stations for hauling the nets. And mind you pull together all through the long night and shaking your oilskins until it's daylight, with a heave and a haul and a shaking of nets.